Good evening. The time is 11:01 on August 17th, 2025. Deja vu. It's me, your friend, the Princess of Port Richmond, Chris Kennard. It's an honor to speak with you this evening. As you can see from the title of this stream, um, it's the summer. It's August. From what I've read, the summer will continue till about September 22nd at the earliest. And I stumbled upon an article written by the good people over at Stereogum. Give me just a moment. I got to click on a few tabs here. I wanted to let folks know on Blue Sky and Facebook that I am live at this very moment. All right. Cool. I'm live, and it looks like I got a notification from Discord as well, so everyone there can see what we're up to. Awesome. I'm going to click out of these tabs real quick. All right, tabs left. Let's get started. So this article came out on 3 days ago. One Chris DeVille. Shout out to Chris and all the readers of Stereogum. They picked the song of the summer based on a vote from subscribers and readers. And when I saw the choice that they made, I didn't know the song. I am vaguely familiar with the band, but I did not know the song. And it is my estimation, it is my opinion that if the public is to pick a song of the summer and I guess click or just like denomination of people be damned, if you're picking the definitive song of the summer, people have to know the song, whether that be via top 40 radio, adult contemporary radio, streaming services, like sounds on TikTok, snippets or clips on Instagram, what have you, Twitch, Kick. Like if the general public has not heard the song, maybe in a Walmart or a Lowe's or Home Depot, and it really be the song of the summer, I know that by its by like I suppose definition, Stereogum is a hipster magazine, a platform for like those with snootier taste gather and like pontificate upon art. I don't think that's an excuse. In addition to like the top 10 of like songs that people were voting on, they also had all the choices from years previous, from the readers poll, from this year 2025 all the way back to 2011. And I did my addition. I'm like, that's about 15 songs, and I don't want to like subtract down to 10. Let's just up the ante. Let's go to 25. So I took it upon myself to go on to soundcloud.com and start a brand new list, my Stereogum Summer. And so with Wikipedia in hand, I decided to just like pick, if I had the choice, would be the song of the summer for each year. So like from 2001 to like 2010, it's all just me. If you disagree, leave a comment because it helps with the engagement. I would love to see people create their own lists. I tried my best to avoid obvious answers, but even earlier this afternoon, when I thought about my choice for like 2001, I thought I made a huge mistake, and hopefully you'll agree when we get started. So if you scroll to the list, because there's a link to the list in the description of today's stream, track number 1 is Lady Hear Me Tonight by Mojo. I'm pretty sure like those cats are French, because I recall from the One Song podcast, like the creation of this song, along with the creation of Music Sounds Better With You, was just adjacently like created in like the realm of like the folks who made the Daft Punk guys. Like they're around, if not intrinsically like related to that song being made. So Lady Hear Me Tonight is one of the best like house songs ever made. You may have heard that song in a TikTok every once in a while. Like in regards to just like, oh, this is a song that every DHA should have in their Serato. You should have the vinyl, you should have the cassette, you should have the CD. This is a song that's guaranteed to get you dancing. What are we doing during the summer? We're going to the club. Like, sober or not, we're going to the club. We're going to like go to the discotheque. We're going to dance. I feel like Lady Hear Me Tonight it's for you Zoomers. It's the equivalent of Assumptions by like Sam Gellatry. And if you haven't heard that song, I should have picked that. I should have picked that record. We are going to the club. Hey, shout out Bella. Thank you for joining us this evening. So yeah, Lady Hear Me Tonight is like my song of the summer for 2001. But I feel like I did a disservice to myself, and I'll tell you why. I was thinking about like rock and roll that I love with all my heart, and I thought of the band Jimmy Eat World, and I thought of their 2001 released Bleed American. And I remember being younger, hearing Sweetness for the first time, and I'm like, this is a perfect rock song. And when I checked the release date of this album, wouldn't you believe it, it came out in the middle of freaking July. I could have chose this song. And so I feel so kind of like foolish that I didn't consider that. I didn't scroll high enough on the Wikipedia release list. And yeah, like I believe that Lady Hear Me Tonight came out. Let's see. Do they have the exact date? No, it was just that I picked the year. But it's not that big of a deal. But if there's a person out there who's like, oh, you should replace Lady Hear Me Tonight with Jimmy Eat World, I'll do it. But only if like enough people do it. If let's say about how to make this fun. If 10 people leave a comment saying, hey, change that first song on the list to Jimmy Eat World, I'll do it. But only if 10 people do it. Because it's not like I made a bad song choice. Just that I thought, oh, picking Jimmy Eat World is a little more my style, just in general, if you know me from my personal life. Like, there was a time in my life I had to buy that song on iTunes, and like a friend of mine and we'd sit in the school bus and like share headphones and listen to that song and just spontaneously through the week be like, if you're listening, whoa. Love the millennial whoop. Shout out to Big Jim. I hope you and the rest of the guys in the band are well. Let's move on to 2002. In 2002, my personal opinion, I think the song of the summer should have been Full Moon by Brandy. It should be a no-brainer. She's the vocal Bible. Granted, I wasn't a big Moesha head when I was younger. And see, Bella knows what I'm talking about. If you're a real R&B head, you know Full Moon. Shout out Dark Child one time. See, at the workplace, see, if you like, this is my theory. The song of the summer has to be played in your big box, in your local big box store. If it's not really a hit. It's not really the song of the summer, personally speaking. But I'm choosing this record in particular because I do believe I'm playing around. I'm not trying to get copyright stricken for the record. No. I'm not trying to get DCMA'd. If YouTube wants to be cool and let me cook, I almost certainly would. But we're only here for the yapping, unfortunately. But I had to include Brandy because not enough white people know who Brandy is, or rather, they've seen her face in all sorts of stuff in Cinderella, again in Moesha, and the various other things that she's been in. Maybe they've even heard her records, not knowing it was Brandy. People need to know who Brandy is because she's a freaking legend, which is why I chose her for 2002. It bears not explaining. If you've heard that album, you know what time it is. Spin that record today if you haven't yet. 2003, in my opinion, the song of the summer should be Maps by Yeah Yeah Yeahs. It's a big shout out to Karen O. This is also one of those records where I found that I didn't hear this song until I was much older, but in a way, like, it's always been around. Like, it's a song that has 3 lives, in my opinion. Not only is it a great freaking song on its own, that Schmuck, who produced the second Kelly Clarkson album, sampled it for Since You've Been Gone. I'm not going to name him by name because he knows who he is and I hate him. Bruh, now you're making me feel old. Don't do that. So not only was it sampled for Kelly Clarkson and Since You've Been Gone, it was also sampled inadvertently by Beyonce for Hold Up. And we have homeboy from Vampire Weekend and that other weirdo from Major Lazer who like played a part with that song coming to life, more or less. So yeah, for the real yearners in the audience tonight, Maps, song of the summer, you know what I'm saying? Well, not that everybody heard it through TikTok. The Gen Alphas and the Gen Zers heard it through TikTok. And you definitely are ahead of me because I, again, did not hear Yeah Yeah Yeahs until I think Heads Will Roll was like hitting the airwaves in a major way. So again, shout out to Karen L, shout out New York one time. 2004, in my opinion, the song of the summer should have been Come On by the Von Bondies. I love this song in particular because I was one of those kids who played Burnout Revenge on the PlayStation 2. But you may also know that song if you watched the show Rescue Me on cable television in the early aughts. And you'll notice that this list is very rock heavy. That's just the kind of girl that I am. And I think like the song of the summer should be very like, it should be catchy, and it should be like, if you've never heard Come On, you like, it's not easy, it's not hard to follow along with. Come on. And like, it's not even 3 minutes long. It's there. That is like, to me, like what a summer song should be. You get in, you get the fuck out. Like, it should be replayable. You know what I'm saying? You may want to, you'll want to play it like 13 times a day. It explains itself. Very just like early aughts alternative rock. I hope all those people are doing well. I know they didn't have a long run, but I hope in some way, like, come on, still paying somebody's bill. In 2005, I chose This Modern Love by Block Party. I have like spoken in length about how much Kele and the rest of the dudes in Block Party mean to me. With the way that like kind of Silent Alarm almost makes me emotional. How much I love that specific record. Maybe you've heard if you're like not like deeply entrenched in like indie hipster rock, you may have heard This Modern Love from that movie Saltburn. But again, if it's a song of the summer, what are we talking about? We're going to the club, we're falling in love. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like if you've ever seen like Eureka 7, it is the summer of love. So I tried to like squeeze it as much like love, like like cheesy ass love songs as I could. So yeah, This Modern Love, like if you really just like in like your feelings, like again, for the real yearners, This Modern Love is a perfect record, perfect for the summer. You know what I'm saying? Especially when like when you're in love, you're like, you're heating up, and like, what's the sun doing? It's heating up. So explains itself, I believe. 2006, I chose Tell Me When to Go by E40 and Keek the Sneak. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Bay. Shout out to those still keeping the hyphy out in the West. I just love when hip hop is hilarious, and I love just a calm response. Just like there are so many quotables of this song. Like Keek the Sneak has just a great. I love a rapper that has a very interesting voice. Like say what you will about 21 Savage, he has one flow, but he's also freaking hilarious. Like, and that's what I love. Like, again, like this. That's the kind of joy that hip hop can bring. This is if you live in the city and like you have a nice car, you have to play this song. Like I'm very thankful to like cats like Tyler the Creator bringing like fun back to hip hop. Dudes like Metro Boomin, scandal acknowledged, bringing like fun back to hip hop. Yo, dance, bro. It's the summer. Well, like if you're in the club hugging the wall, why'd you even come? If you had a nice fit, I understand. If you didn't want to dance but you dress nice, cool. If you don't want to drink, I understand. Cool. I'm sober too. But why are you not dancing? Put your sunglasses on. Put your summer shades on. And shake your ass, bud. Tell Me When to Go. Shout out Vince Staples. 2007. I had to go with like the gang, Justice, Phantom. And I'm very happy that the version of the song that I found on the SoundCloud is the single version of the song and not the album version of the song, because Phantom Part 1 cuts off very abruptly. And fun fact, I think this is one of my favorite like little tidbits about music, is like this is the song that Swiss Beats and Gucci Mane sampled for Gucci Time, I think for the 2011 release. And so yeah, this again, get on the floor, dance, bro. Like I really like Justice in the sense that like they're very, very French, but like they're rock stars. Yeah, they're DJs, but like they really have that look of that classic rock star, leather, cigarettes, sunglasses, indistinguishable European accent. They have it all. And I think they just dropped this year. So please put on some Justice, dance, bro. 2008, I chose I Will Possess Your Heart by Death Cab for Cutie. I wanted to talk a little bit about Death Cab for Cutie in this particular record. I feel as though maybe the lyrics haven't aged so well on this specific song. And it also sucks that like we were all up in like Ben Gibbard's business when he married a celebrity or dated a celebrity for a significant portion of his career. I fully acknowledge that like on paper, perhaps like the lyrics to I Will Possess Your Heart appear kind of incel-y, but for my money, it is nothing more than a fantasy. It exists within those 8 minutes that the song is playing, but no longer. And again, I don't think there's a reality where you get away with making an 8-minute song the song of the summer. But hear me out. It's 2008. I'm in high school. My best friend since I was 2 plays the bass. They have their own car. This song is coming on. It's changing my freaking life. Like, let a band just cook. Like, there's a way for a band to just like play a 10-minute like or less song and just like fill the room with like the sounds, just like bringing you into their realm for a moment of time. I refuse, like by principle, to hear like the radio edit this song. It's an insult to the composition, in my opinion. You gotta put on the 8 minutes every freaking time. It's like Death Cab for Cutie, I'll Possess Your Heart. Yeah, vibes. And like they have a lot of music, and I know that Chris Walla is a very sought after producer or something like that. I'm like put yourself in my position, right? It's the start of your day. Maybe you're not in high school, but it's like, oh, I gotta be out of the house by 7 in the morning. What am I putting on? The morning zoo? Like maybe like in the morning you haven't had your cup of coffee, you haven't had breakfast, you're kind of grumpy. This song, I Will Possess Your Heart by Death Cab for Cutie, it is like the rooster crowing. Also, shout out to my goat, Taste Destroyer, all the way out in the West. My goat. What's up, Nick? How you doing, bro? Oh, the bro's in here today, bro. We got 4 people in the motherfucking chat. Shout out to y'all, man. I never had we had about 6 people at one point, and I never had that many people in the chat before. That's stupendous. But like, I'm serious. Considering, hold up, my boy woke up from a nap. Good freaking morning, bro. Yo, what the heck was I even saying earlier? I don't even know, man. Nah, but for real, if I had my way, Death Cab for Cutie, 2008, I Will Possess Your Heart. It holds up for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, but to the man dem, maybe don't send this to shorty that you like. They may look at you a little like, it's a little a song like this lyrically, maybe it's a little too confident. Like, I want this song to exist as a fantasy. It is not reality. Like, don't be crooning this at karaoke, bro. Maybe like cover it with the homies. You know what I'm saying? For like, if you have like that garage band, for sure. Maybe like, like get all loosened up with this record, especially if you're a band with a keyboard player, with a piano player. Oh yeah, y'all gotta cook with this, John. But take it easy. Like, I Will Possess Your Heart exists in a vacuum. And if I were to cover that song, I'm probably changing some of the lyrics. But that's just me. That's just me. Let's move on. 2009, in my opinion, the song of the summer should have been Come Saturday by The Pains of Being Pure at Heart. If only for the reason that it's one of those songs that states that is like, for like, what's the word? For a wasted summer with no drama, we're going to stay in. These days, I'm staying in my home during the summer. Why? Global boiling. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a clear budget, personally. That's when I was working. You know what I mean? So like, oh, it's the summer. Like, I don't have too many like responsibilities. You know, I'm again, yearning for my loved one, but instead it's like, oh, I can stay up late. I'm gonna read this book. I might put on this podcast. I might play Smash Bros for 30 hours. You know, I can say shit. It's Saturday. You know, like, I think I forgot how I even stumbled upon this song. It's one of like those this record, like especially is like one of those like also classic Fantano reviews. And so like I have like the song of the summer should be like nostalgic. I can't tell you how many times that like I've heard Boys of Summer by and I mean like the Atari's version, like the original version of the song. Hear it everywhere, and like it feels like nostalgia. Like Summer '69, it sounds nostalgic. Come Saturday by The Pains of Being Pure at Heart, it feels like it feels older than it is, and that's why I like it so much. Hipsters would die over this kind of record. I'm sure like it's kind of like one of those It's one of those songs that like makes people run to the front of the stage when they hear it. Yeah, please do, Nick. Once again, anyone who like may have stumbled in, the whole list is in the description of this stream. And I would again encourage anyone who disagrees with my list, please build your own and please tag me to it, because maybe like there was a record I did not consider. But yeah, that's my choice. 2009 come Saturday. The Pains of Being Pure at Heart. And shout out to bands with long ass names. I love a band with a long ass name that's fun to say. Like my 2010 choice, Two Door Cinema Club, and their album opener from Tourist History, Cigarettes in the Theater. Let me tell you something about me. I, Chris Kennard, Han Kavina, I am obsessed with an album opener. If the opening of your album is arguably the best song on the record, I am yours for life. I hear this song, Cigarettes in the Theater, I am flying off into the sky like a rocket. It gives me so much energy. I would ride into war for this damn song. It's like I feel so bad for Two Door Cinema Club because, again, they have a wealth of music, but I never followed up with this band after like their Changing of the Seasons EP. I agree, the name does slap. But just like, what can I say about like Two Door Cinema Club? I didn't want to choose like What You Know or even like Undercover Martin, because those songs have been, I would say, a bit overplayed. And I remember like just like personally being obsessed with Two Door Cinema Club when Something Good Could Work was like making the rounds on MTVU. But seeing like them play What You Know on late night TV, I'm like, oh, this is it. They're gonna be a freaking mainstay on like rock radio in the States. It did not happen. They took more of a synthy path for album 2. But I remember playing Sun from that album, Beacons, at a party, and people were like, who chose this shit? And I was super embarrassed. Not that I thought it was bad, but like the video's kind of like, the video definitely has this like that late 2010 optimism sheen to it. You know, people are well dressed. You know, they got their hair did. It is just so white. It's so cheesy, but I love it. It's something just like unbridled about like the enthusiasm of Cigarettes in the Theater. And again, that horn line towards the back of the song, I could almost cry how much I love this freaking song, dude. Oh my Lord. Again, you got a car, put this song on, safely, of course, seatbelt on and all that. Go fast when you have this song on. You're on the Beltway, you got to get to work on time. Oh, you'll be there in 2 minutes putting this song on. That's my opinion. Okay, this is when shit gets a little serious. The Stereogum list starts in 2011 with their selection. Their readers decided that the song of the summer in 2011 was Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People. I gotta be honest with y'all, I fucking hate that song. I think Torches by Foster the People is a classic record. I fucking hate Pumped Up Kicks. I don't see the point of a song like this. This specific composition, I hate it. I do like whatsoever. And for what it's worth, like the Tiny Desk of Foster the People, it makes so much sense when you present the song in that specific way. Another great example of this song, Bella, I'm so sorry. I hate Pumped Up Kicks. It doesn't do anything for me. Usually, like, if I don't like a song, give it like 2 or 3 years. I'll come back around and I'm like, oh, I understand now why people like this song and why I like it now. I have never just like understood the appeal of this specific composition of Pumped Up Kicks. You know who does do a great Pumped Up Kicks version is Carmen. That's Karmin. You may know Carmen now as Queen Herbie. Like they had to do Pumped Up Kicks for like a Billboard performance. They made it sound great. When Pumped Up Kicks is sung by a woman in a very like, you know, like again, enthusiastic kind of upbeat way. Yeah. Let's talk about the lyrics for Pumped Up Kicks for a minute. Like again, because not only do I not like the song, I don't understand the point of it. Like, because let me here as an example. Listen to this. I heard that somebody compared the movie Weapons to like a school shooting. Like if you took like the supernatural element of Weapons and made this like the horror like a school shooting, like the film makes way more sense. Like Pumped Up Kicks is about a school shooter, but like I don't feel anything from that composition. Yeah, Queen Herbie's great, by the way. Love Queen Herbie. Yo, Queen Herbie, come in the pod. But like at least with like say like Youth of the Nation by POD, you know that song's about Columbine. It makes you feel some type of way. Like Help by Tone is about like mentions Columbine. You feel something when you hear that. I feel nothing about Pumped Up Kicks. It's a nothing burger of a song. And again, for the record, Foster the People, good band. They got hits on hits on hits on hits. It is the weakest song on Beacon on Torches, but it could have they could have like I feel like the label in charge could have picked any specific single. Like for me, like Pumped Up Kicks is like a B-side, but like it took the nation by storm and the readers of Stereogum by storm. But I tell thee, nay. Had it been up to me, I believe the song of the summer would have been By Nothing Day by the Go Team. Now, who is the Go Team? This is specifically a choice that like I know my good friend Living Abstraction would love. My boy Mastermind would love. I love this song in particular because again, it has that poptimism sheen that I think the song of the summer needs to have. It has lead vocals from Bethany Costantino from I mispronounced her last name actually. Bethany from Best Coast is lead vocals on this song. I love her vocal harmonies on this record. There's just so much fun stuff happening. You know what I'm saying? There's a good guitar solo. You get that like that plunky piano. And usually like Go Team songs have like a twinge of hip hop. But like their main like lead vocalist Ninja is not present on this record. Again, the good thing about the summer is that sometimes you get like that random indie band that has a hit that everybody likes. And so that's why I feel like By Nothing Day by the Go Team could have been that record if it had the opportunity, if it had just like the options to like rise above its station. Of course it did not, but once you hear the song, maybe you'll understand my like I feel like I could market a song like By Nothing Day. Pumped Up Kicks, it's just random. I'm confused by that song. Like to this day, I'm like, I listened to it before, like I am like took notes and stuff, and I'm like, nah, even to this day, 2025, I've never understood or enjoyed this song. But that's not here or there. Yo, Mark Foster, I think it's your name. Kudos to you, bro. So next to me is a jam. In 2012, Stereogum's readers polled Japandroids and their single "The House That Heaven Built" as the song of the summer. Now, listen, folks. Japandroids, one of the best rock duos of all time. That's not an opinion. It's a fact. But like, they're not a band that I ever listened to until I met my buddy Living Abstraction. I've never given this band a chance. I don't know what it is. Like they needed a cosign for me, and like until I had it like almost 3 years ago, I never gave them a chance. And so, much like their choice for this year's song of the summer, you can't like even if like again, even I know it's a hipster platform. No way. And like it's 5 minutes. Like I know I was like doing all that shit talking about I Will Possess Your Heart, an 8-minute freaking banger. Like the composition justifies the length. I don't think you justify the length with like The House That Heaven Built. That is like an exclusively for rock radio single. It is not a like, oh, across the board, this is our guy. But funnily enough, like I did choose a rock song for 2012. I chose Drag My Body by Hot Water Music. And I also would make the argument that this composition like justifies why I think it would be like the driving rock record of the 2012 summer. There's desperation there. And the bass line on like Drag My Body is killer. Yo, shout out my boy Chuck, lead vocalist of Hot Water Music. Again, like this sounds like a rugged man who's been through some shit. Like you could maybe I hope he doesn't like get offended by this. Chuck from Hot Water Music is kind of like Jelly Roll in the sense that like, oh, this is a man who's been through some things and he wants to sing about how many things he's been through. And the music video from Drive My Body, a heart wrencher. Like, to all like the to all the fathers out there who made mistakes and not sure how to like come back from said mistakes, there's hope for you. And I hope that you would like feel that like inspiration and hope watching that music video. And not to say that The House That Heaven Built is a bad song. Great lyrics. But like it kind of meanders. And I'm sure like, after like you're going to the venue with all your buds, you like this band, you've had a few drinks, and they're like, this is like their go home song. Oh yeah, like you're gonna have a hell of a time. But I don't think this is the best choice considering how much great stuff was coming out at that time in the summer of 2012. Let's move on. In 2013, the readers poll for Stereogum chose Get Lucky featuring Pharrell by Daft Punk. Now, people who know me, who have seen like what I do here on YouTube, who have heard some of my streams, again, with my good friend Mastermind, maybe like, yeah, because I'm pretty sure we've streamed about 2013 and the good songs that came out that year. I got to tell you, Pharrell Williams was a horrible choice for this song. This has nothing to do with the man himself, because trust me, me and Pharrell, we got beef big time on two specific accounts. Hey, Pharrell, Skateboard P. I heard people really love that Clips record. Congratulations, sincerely. But for everything else, you know what you've done, and I want answers. Cool. No, but artistically speaking, he's not the guy for like this specific vocal line. And I know, like, again, like they did the thing that most artists do, where it's like, hey, you do a feature for me, I do a feature for you. And in that stream, because I mentioned it like at least on two separate occasions on this channel, not only did like Pharrell do like the vocal line on Get Lucky, he also did one for Lose Yourself to Dance, which is like objectively the better song of the two songs that are on Random Access Memories. But Daft Punk produced a record for Pharrell called Gust of Wind that was on like his Girl record that came out the next year. I tell you, imagine living in a timeline where Gust of Wind is the lead single of Random Access Memories and Get Lucky just goes to Pharrell on his record. Because you say what you will about Girl, the album, and like the quality of music, I just feel like having Pharrell here on this Get Lucky hook, it doesn't do anything for me. Now, the version of when they do it on the Grammys and they like interpolate like Freak, Le Freak during like the performance, that's cool. I like that. But Pharrell's not the guy for this particular feature. I also want to shout out my homies Genevieve and Lewis from Nowhere. I love their version of Get Lucky. It just like just love what they do with the melodies of that specific song. So much fun, way better in my opinion. But that's why I'm like, I can't get down with that stuff. Plus, when that specific album was like being like promoted everywhere, I worked at FYE and I heard Get Lucky every day, and like it weighed on me. And I'm sure, like, again, you hear that song every day in the big box stores. But I happen to choose Jenny by Studio Killers, because I'm like, okay, I gotta pick like a dance record. What's like the only other song that's like that would fit with like in a hipster crowd that's like, like, oh, let's go and shake our ass to this song? It's Studio Killers. Every summer needs that yearning sapphic love story. So to all the gays, I gotcha. Don't ruin that friendship unless you really, really want to like let her know why you stole her lipstick. Just saying. Shout out to the Studio Killers. I hope that from what I understand, like they're still relatively like a private group, like they're like still anonymous, public. I hope that it stays that way unless something's changed. I don't know. 2014, the Stereogum Readers poll selected Seasons or Waiting on You by Future Islands. This is one of those songs where like I agree, kinda, in the sense that like I don't listen to the original version of this song ever. Like the only time I ever do is when I watch like the David Letterman performance of this song, because the lead vocalist of Future Islands, he has so much swag. The way he just like attacks the stage with it, like his bizarre dance moves and like his just like metal vocalist energy, the way he's kind of like growling and rolling into those notes. He has so much flavor to his performance. I love it. But the song on its own, it's not really doing much for me. And I know that Future Islands is from Maryland. So like as a Maryland girl, I respect and appreciate what they've done with like their influence, with that whole but what I want to say is that the version of the song that I love and care about the most is the Bad Bad Not Good version that basically turns like Seasons into an R&B banger, the kind of R&B that our parents would like appreciate and respect. And that's what I like. Like, again, like you can make a song like that in a different era, not so much these days. The face and like standards of R&B has changed. And I said it before and I'll say it again. The 90s is not the best period of R&B. The best period of R&B right now is now. Like this year, 2025, should be the best year for R&B in regards to like changing like the direction of the genre is going in next. Yes, I do believe R&B has stagnated over the last 20 years, but like I don't necessarily like blame like the players who are making R&B for that. I blame the people who kind of like hold the keys for like, oh, this artist is going to get the push in our specific genre. I feel like those kind of people, I feel like the gatekeepers are ruining the culture of R&B. Again, imagine a world where like the Bad Bad Not Good version of Seasons goes mainstream. I know that like white people like having a bigger like role to play in R&B is problematic, questionable at best. But why are we complaining about white folks doing the shit that we like about R&B when we don't do it ourselves? We're not like, how long did it take for like Leon Bridges to become a mainstream star? That was y'all's decision. Not the public, mind you, the gatekeepers. I'm blaming the gatekeepers specifically. But that's neither here nor there. A choice that like makes sense for hipsters, Seasons, Future Islands. But personally, I chose The Motherlode by Mastodon. And I know, like, leave it to me to pick the freaking like sludge, doom, marijuana tinged progressive metal single The Motherlode. Don't watch the music video at work. But like, if you love shaking ass and you love watching asses shake, like, again, this is the perfect song for the summer. This is a perfect driving song for the summer. Great like sing-along chorus. And again, those solos, they are ass kickers. You know what I'm saying? If you like, you do a little bit of like recreational drug use, you know, little mushrooms, you know, little acid, little, you know what I'm saying? This is a perfect single for y'all, you know what I'm saying? Again, at the kickback, you know, like, according to the band, like, the dancers they hired to, like, you know, do their thing in the video, they immediately like, oh yeah, we can do our thing to this shit. It wasn't like, I don't know about this one, y'all. If you understand and like music, it makes sense. And yeah, video, iconic. Freaking iconic, baby. Yeah, shout out to Mastodon. I don't know how, we're not going to get to the drama of that particular band, but like, I'm rooting for y'all. I hope you figure it out. In 2015, we have one of my favorite songs of all time, I Know There's Gonna Be Good Times, by Jamie X, Popcaan, and, you know, Jeffrey Young Thug. I love this song so fucking much, bro. It is so, like, again, I mentioned 21 Savage earlier about how, like, freaking hilarious he is. That's why I think Young Thug works so well. Like, not only is he, like, certified in, like, his town and, like, on a national, like, on a global scale, he's hilarious. He does so many fun things with his voice, and he says things I don't think anyone else could like have the courage to pull off. Like, in fact, I'm going to just like reference a few things from like the lyrics that I can't like that have not exited my brain since it like came into my life a decade ago. All right, let me see something real quick. Oh wait, is this the right one? This is the right one. So like when Jeff says she gonna get on top of the dick and she gonna squish it like squish. Who has the chutzpah to pull that off? She gonna get on top of the dick and she gonna squish it like squish? Wait. There's one more thing I have to say. When we get to verse 2 of the song, what's the first thing that Jeff says? He says, I'm a riding that pussy like a stroller. I'm a riding that pussy like a stroller? Jeffrey the genius that you are. Jeffrey, please just stay. Jeffrey, we need more fire. Jeffrey, thank you for the contributions that you've made to hip hop. Who, I tell you, who could do something like this? That's not Young Thug. You know what I'm saying? Maybe like an E40, certainly. But man, oh Thugger, the way your mind works. And Jamie, great beat. You know, like, it's funny. I mentioned how like it's questionable, like how much more of a hand white people have R&B these days. I don't feel that way so much about hip hop when it comes to the producers. When it comes to these white rappers, ugh. But when it comes to these producers, dudes like Jamie XX and like The Alchemist, oh, the proof is in the motherfucking pudding. We wouldn't have that freaking like title song from Drake's second album if it weren't for Jamie XX. And again, not his fault, but like someone like heard that and said, oh, I'm gonna pass this beat to Aubrey. So yeah, again, there's gonna be good times. Perfect choice. I wish I picked it myself, but I happened to pick the next best thing in my opinion. In 2015, if I had my way, I would have chosen Can't Keep Checking My Phone by Unknown Mortal Orchestra. Again, like if there's ever like a situation where if I'm at a party and I get the aux, or if I'm at the club or at the bar and they have one of like the things you like use your like song, it's gonna be this song 9 times out of 10. Like I love just a song that makes you want to fucking dance. And what person in America can't like relate to the issue of like I have to put my fucking phone down. I can't keep checking my phone, and it's just like so much fun to sing along to. It is a perfect fucking song. If you ever like like need to break up the monotony at your party, like like people are here, like there's a lituation going on, but it's kind of dry. Play this record and see if it doesn't just like shift the mood in the room. It is so much fun, bro. Shake your ass. It's the summer. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's move to 2016. This is when shit gets a little weird. So 2016, according to the Stereogum Readers poll for Song of the Summer, is No Problem by 2 Chainz, Lil Wayne, and Chance the Rapper, IGH. Here's the thing, Chance. I was very excited to listen to Starline, but I spent a lot of time on Blue Sky, and you treated somebody in 2011 with some disrespect. And not only did you treat this person with disrespect, you got them blackballed. I don't like when like rising stars in our culture use their influence to do fuck shit. You know what you did. You know what I'm saying? Because like it's one thing if it's like, oh, I was drunk, yada yada yada, but like it's the actions that you took that like color you in a specific way. I know this is like how many years ago, but I don't know, bruh. That shit doesn't sit right with me. So I have nothing to say about this record. As much as I did like enjoy like the beat and like the singable hook, I have nothing good to say about you at this time. So make of that what you will. Let's focus more on like the choice that I made. In regards to just like release schedules and things like that, if it were up to me, I think I would have chosen Hurricane by Thrice as my song of the summer. And here's why. 2016 is a rough year because that's the year that someone could be the president. And I remember where I was and what I remember where I was in my life when that went down, how my life changed after that year. And I think when I look back, I wasn't listening to Thrice when this song came out, but God, I wish that I was. When I think about just like the legacy of like important emo bands in my culture that like have stood the test of time, that have like grown and adapted to like Thrice should be a household name in like rock houses. Like if you're like a person like, oh, I love rock, you should be listening to Thrice. They are so underrated in my opinion. And like, I'm pretty sure like after they release Major Minor, they're going to hang it up for good. I am so fucking glad they did not like, I can almost cry about how much I like appreciate like a band like Thrice and the kind of music that they make. Like just the things that they've gone through and like the music they've given us as a result. Like, oh God, I'm fighting back the tears to even think about just like Beyond the Pines and how much that song means to me now. Like, it's only meant more to me now after all the bad shit that I've been through. Or it's like the emotionally heavy shit that I'm still like kind of like emotional, like the bad things that I've been through emotionally that I'm still trying to mentally parse out. I have thrice to thank for those moments. But it's like, just like desperation, you know. This is like that healing balm that you need. Like it is a heavy song, but it's not like heavy in the way that like kind of makes Knocked Loose laugh. It is just like you're going through some fucked up shit, and Hurricane is there for you in that moment when you need to like kind of give it up. You know what I'm saying? You got like unload that heavy burden. You put this fucking song on, and you put it on during the summer. You know, when it's hot as shit, and you're like, oh, I need some rain to kind of like wash away like this, like just like the fatigue that only a summer heat can put upon you. That is why I made this my song of the summer. You know what I'm saying? Like this is that song that everyone in the crowd sings together back at the band. Yeah, great shit. Love the song so much. In 2017, Stereogum and their readers chose Slide by Calvin Harris, Frank Ocean, and Migos. Again, this is a song that I really, really, really like. This song, I played it a lot. Because, again, it's just one of those times when everyone who came to the studio that day got it done. And I remember like hearing like this rumor that like Migos like made this song with Frank because they didn't know that Frank was gay or bisexual for that matter. And wow, we live in a period where like Summer by Calvin Harris is going to get played every year during the summer. Frank Ocean more or less retired from like giving us more music, and rightfully so. And the Migos are a shell of who they used to be. You know what I'm saying? Huh. At least we have Slide. And what a fun song for what it's worth. You know, this is definitely like yeah, I'm very fun to sing along to, very fun to shake my ass to. Get up and dance, bro. But if it were up to me, if I didn't choose Slide by Amigos to be my song of the summer, I would have chosen Like Really by Odyssey. Shout out Mellow Music Group. And I wanted to like take a look at these lyrics because as I was re-listening to it, as I was making this list, one of the bars kind of like confused me, if not alarmed me. And not to be like a geek, like, you know, like splitting hairs over a record, but I especially would like play this song for friends when we're like in the aux, because the Colors version of this song is really good. Just like the presentation of the band and the way they kind of like bring it to life with live instruments and not just like the beat. Like it's super neat. But one bar that kind of weirded me out was I think it was during verse 2. Was it verse 2? Yeah. It's when bro says, yeah, I'm independent and I'm making hella noise and I'll never let a woman make a Helen out of Troy. And I'm like, What? Oh, according to Genius, the annotation reads, therefore he won't be persuaded to sign for a major label, unlike a number of those in the rap game who are bound to the contract after signing a deal, akin to the numerous suitors who had sworn to fight for Helen in the Trojan War. Okay, never mind. I was just like giving it like the sniff test, a twin misogyny. You never know. Again, it's 2017, so who knows? But I just want to make sure that if I'm making the suggestion, I'm being more cognizant of like the words being spoken. You know, hip hop is the biggest genre in the world to this very day. And again, as a former resident of the DMV, I carry a lot of water for Odyssey because I wish there were a world where both Logic and Odyssey could be on mainstream rap radio. Again, the gatekeepers prevent that. The gatekeepers prevent a space for like, say, battle rapper cats or just like lyrical, spiritual, lyrical type of dudes to like be on like share mainstream space. Like, again, I live in Philadelphia now. Why isn't Tierra Whack a household name in her own city? Riddle me that. I could have chosen a Tierra Whack song for my list, bruh. Damn, shout out to Tierra one time. So yeah, honestly, like really, that's my choice for 2017 if I had my way. Let's get back to the Stereogum. 2018, Stereogum readers chose I Like It by Cardi B, Bad Bunny, and J Balvin. Again, much like in 2017, when it's like somehow Calvin Harris is still here, but not Migos or Frank. In the same way, I'm kind of not like I'm waiting to know whether I want to support Cardi B in 2025, given like the hot water she found herself in for being fat phobic. Yeah, I know like her new single just dropped. I'm waiting till this like the buzz dies down and how she responds if someone wants to like address her in the press about how like if she wants to kind of like just like be responsible for the words that she's spoken and the response she's kind of had when she was called in about like the things that she said. But all that aside, I Like It wear through its welcome very, very fast for me. But the illusion I was making in 2016 would be this: putting Cardi B to the side and putting J Balvin to the side for what you said and done in regards to my people and our culture. Bad Bunny, he cannot seem to take a loss. It seems like that residency he did for Puerto Rico in his like most recent tour. Yeah, more of that shit, please. Like when you're a superstar, when you are a bona fide superstar, you are responsible. Taylor Swift, when you kind of like when you can take your ball and go home and people freak out about it, you are responsible for how you move out here in regards to the music you make and how like you present it to the world. And because like people will forego paying a bill to come see you if you're a big enough star. So what are you gonna do with that? You know what I'm saying? I'm super happy to see that neither on my list or on the Stereogum list, Swift is nowhere to be found. But again, megastar like Bad Bunny, I wonder if he would have been broken. I wonder if he would have broken through to the American public if it weren't for this like Cardi B record. I wonder if, because I know like he did like the Drake collab many moons ago. Didn't really like seem to like it didn't cross over or whatnot. I wonder what would have done it for him if it wasn't for like the WWE like appearances that he made and things like that, making him into like the just like superstar that he is. Not just like a big deal for Spanish speaking countries and such. He is a mega star. Anywhere in the world, he's gonna like ring bells. Check out his latest record. But for me, in 2018, the song of the summer, I think this is like a no-brainer for me. It's Make Me Feel by Janelle Monáe. Prince is dead, but we have Janelle Monáe. Janelle Monáe can do anything. Act, dance, sing, rap. That's a quadruple threat. I would do anything for Janelle Monáe. That's parasocial, but like the Archandroid changed me. The Archandroid to this day still changes me as a person. So make of that what you will. Again, like it speaks for itself. Like it screams summer. If you haven't seen like the Dirty Computer film, take an afternoon and do so. I remember watching with like three of my friends the year it came out, and it's one of the last few albums we had before like we lost Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys. So I think that's cool too. Also, side note, pick up that Janelle Monáe comic book. Yeah, I think it's so sick that we like have that now. I would have when I heard like Archandroid all those years ago, and like like I had my boombox on the kitchen table, stacked full of comic books. Never thought I'd ever see the day when like Janelle Monáe had their own comic book. It's fucking awesome. Oh, and if you sleepy, go to bed. It is 11:55. This is for the insomniacs. This is for the moon seekers. Thank you for dropping a comment, though. I appreciate you. YG, ugh. Get better taste. Ugh. But let me shut up. For the K-pop stands getting here. 2019, Stereogum readers chose Old Town Road by Lil Nas X and Billy Ray Cyrus as their song of the summer. Y'all were there. Y'all know what happened. I will say though, I just wish that like they chose like the posse cut version of Old Town Road that has Young Thug, that Mason yodeling kid, and but funnily enough, they don't like the version with everybody on that song doesn't include RM from BTS. But maybe that's because I've never really enjoyed an RM feature when he's like, you know, singing in English since like his Wale collab. Yo, Namjoon, bro, rap in Korean, bro. I want to hear you rap in Korean. You never seen to let me down when you're rapping in Korean. It's like when I get an English verse from you, I'm not fucking with it for some reason, bruh. It's time to here nor there. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations getting the OT7 back together. Whiting to all army folk and all that. Yeah, Old Town Road, sure. We need to get Lil Nas X back to the front of the line because like he does put out like a bunch of new shit, but I guess you motherfuckers are still kind of like triggered by like the J Christ stunt and like the devil shoes, or whatever the fuck. Like, remember when like Industry Baby was like on repeat and shit? Let's get back to that. I want Lil Nas X to like have like his time in the sun because he finally put out Lean on My Body. That is the Lil Nas record I cannot put down, but it's not on this list. If it were up to me, I think that the 2019 song of the summer will be Money Machine by 100 Gex. Without a shadow of a doubt, it'd be Money Machine by 100 Gex. This might be like the only like meme song I have on here, but it makes me wonder like, wow, what was like the hyperpop scene like in 2019? I didn't get into hyperpop until like the lockdown period of my life, like 2 years after the fact. That's when I like finally understood and like got into like I guess like the inner workings of like the hyperpop machine. Now like these days, like, and probably always was, to be honest with you, hyperpop is like queer counterculture, and I love that. So if you ever want to like, right, because like right now, and shout out to my homie Socks who just dropped a release record. They put me on to that music single by Underscores. I cannot put that shit down. That should have been if it weren't for like the song that I eventually chose for this year's song of the summer, I would have chose that with a heartbeat. Like, so sugary. Love that shit. Shout out Lil Nas X one time. I don't want to shout out Billy Ray Cyrus because again, you know what you did, goofball. Anywho, 2020 Song of the Summer Stereogum Readers Poll, they chose Rain on Me by Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande. Again, I like that song a lot. Great choice. Oddly enough, I'm surprised that like this song permeated like the hipster readers poll, but it was undeniable. I'll say that. Blood Pop, I think, is the producer on that song. You did your shit on that song. I like it a lot. I don't listen to Lady Gaga these days. I don't think she ever like addressed like those Zionist allegations, and I haven't heard the new Ariana Grande record either. But I did like Wicked Part 1 was good. I'll be seeing Part 2 at some point. But personally speaking, if you ask me, I chose "Need Your Love" by Tennis to be my song of the summer. This is one of those singles I got into because of my brother, actually, because he to me is like my just like curator of taste for like zillennials, you know, like them folk who were born in 96 and all that. Yeah, Need Love is, I think, quintessential lockdown record for me because thankfully I didn't like go through like the lockdown period alone. I still had to work a lot, but I wasn't coming home to an empty house. And that is when, like, you know, we clung to one another very closely, watched a lot of Hulu together, ordered a lot of food. We got donuts and shit. And so that song "Need Your Love" makes me feel warm around that. Like it does like it does the work that like "Stuck With You" by Bieber and Ariana tried to do and failed with poorly, in my opinion. So yeah, definitely check out that Tennis record. And I think I'm pretty sure Tennis is breaking up. So check out their last record too, especially all you hipsters and shit. Miss Mama, who's the lead vocalist of that duo, impeccable hair. Yeah, those blonde locks are doing the Lord's work. Shout out to Tennis one time. In 2011, I'm sorry, not 2011, in 2021, the Stereogum Readers Poll chose the single "Be Sweet" by Japanese Breakfast. I want to say a few things about Japanese Breakfast. First of all, I don't know how you're gonna like because I was a huge Japanese breakfast person, but what killed Japanese breakfast for me was that Google ad. I'm not sure how like Miss Ma'am's gonna like walk around that or walk through that like that minefield of like they handed you the bag clearly, but like what do you do? Like you give the money back or like this I don't know, renounce it. I don't know how that's gonna work for you, and I feel bad. But I also want to say, personally speaking, the better version of Be Sweet is the Korean version, like 110%. Because you got my homie from Stay So Neon, like on like the verse 2. I love that shit very, very much. Everyone here should listen to Stay So Neon. Stupendous trio of rock over from the East. But since I don't listen to like Jay Brecky no more, if you ask me, the 2021 song of the summer should be That Funny Feeling by Bo Burnham. I don't like remember a lot of my 2021, but I remember watching Inside for the first time. You know, again, I'm still like with my boyfriend. We're parked on the couch in the living room. You know what I'm saying? Lights are off. I got my Taco Bell. We're watching this special. It didn't make me laugh, but I was very, very entertained. Like it is it definitely I feel like that particular special, that album captured lightning in a bottle. And like the Phoebe Bridgers cover is also stupendous. So yeah, That Funny Feeling. It might be the only like acoustic ballad on this list. And yes, it's 5 minutes, but it's well worth it because all like just like the points of reference that Bo makes in the song. Yeah, like it hits a special place. It was interesting hearing Bridgers cover it before like the single came out on streaming services at a live show when she came to Philly. It was very gratifying hearing people boo Logan Paul being name dropped in the song in a real space. Good shit. This is when you sort of like bring you like your vaccination cards to the venue to go to the show. Yeah, that sure was something, huh? 2022 reader poll, Stereogum. The readers chose "Running Up That Hill: A Deal with God" by Kate Bush. Now I'm going to say something, folks. Please don't be angry. Please don't be upset. I don't get "Running Up That Hill" by Kate Bush. I'm a Kate Bush girly. I'm a fan. I love how quirky and like interesting Kate Bush is. I love that big boy from Outkast loves Kate Bush. I don't get "Running Up That Hill." I think the cover of that song is, it doesn't do, it's again, much like Pumped Up Kicks, "Running Up That Hill" is a nothing burger for me. I do not understand why that song doesn't work for me. But Babushka? Cloud Busting? Bitch. I am in there like swimwear. Love those fucking songs. "Running Up That Hill," I do not understand. Yeah, like, I can't say enough good things about Kate Bush. Like, to all my YouTube people, I would recommend right now, if you're like watching this stream, watch the Mike the Snare video of like him like listening to her whole discography. Like, I know somewhere on her farm, Kate Bush is just chilling, living her best life, but her flowers, we need to continually give her flowers. In addition to like the Mike the Snare video about her work, Trash Theory also does a great video about Kate Bush. I think she's a genius. Like, as far as like, for all like the quirked up white women with swag, Kate Bush should be your North Star. If you're not like a Björk girly, you should be a Kate Bush girly. You know what I'm saying? Super fun, mad interesting. You know what I mean? Like, I just wanted to see, Bear, you got taste. I respect you, Bear. Yeah. So, I feel like Babushka is basically like the non-cheesy version of like, if you like pina coladas. Yeah, like, that song is super hokey, but Babushka, oh, it just scratches an itch. Oh, you be quiet, Hunter. You hush. Hey, Hunter, go finish your album list. Don't even talk to me right now. Hunter, you know what you did. Hey, shout out to, thank you, Bear. Thank you. All right, now let's get back to the nitty gritty, huh? So, since like I don't get Running Up That Hill, what song would I choose? Believe it or not, I'm going with "Take My Breath" by The Weeknd. And don't trip, Hunter. No pressure. Take your time writing your list, but the assignment is due. But back to The Weeknd. I know that like I'm listening to Take My Breath, and like, do y'all remember when like The Weeknd was doing press for Can't Feel My Face, and was like, I want to be like a disciple of Michael Jackson. I am a disciple of Michael Jackson. And people kind of laughed at him. It's like, nah, like this shit makes sense when you like Take My Breath. Like this is a full on just like a young man who like studied at his table, like watched all the footage of the King of Pop. It's like, oh, that's gonna be me. I'm gonna do that shit. And like it's like again, I love 80s worship. I love 80s music in general, but like there's something about like 80s worship that really like just like scratches my itch, you know? And I would have picked like a Sacrifice, but I'm like, I want to pick the song with less streams. And somehow Sacrifice wasn't as big a song as like Take My Breath from my observation. I know like Dawn FM is kind of like the flop in like the Able discography. Clearly y'all haven't heard the latest record. Can't stand the latest record. Or rather, it's the latest, like the last record by The Weeknd, like Hurry Up Tomorrow, it feels lifeless. If there's any like EXO heads who want to like explain what I'm missing about that album, please like feel free to get in my DMs and shit. But 2022, I'm making like Take My Breath my song of the summer. Just like it there certainly was like a lot of like it's an album with a budget. You know what I'm saying? Like Jim Carrey, Quincy Jones, Tyler the Creator, like a lot of like heavy hitters are there. But it feels a little bit underrated. Like I'm not gonna talk about like Blinding Lights, because again, that's another single I've never understood. Like I even like the Rosalia version of that song, it's not as good as Heartless. It's like it's not as like, because like I appreciate like The Weeknd for like the depravity, not for like the sus shit, because like I feel like the first three like Weeknd records kind of like overdo it on the depravity. But like Heartless, I totally understand. Like I avoided like Blinding Lights during like the height of lockdown period, but like Heartless, like it had shut for me for quite some time, and that's what I feel like Take My Breath did for me what Blinding Lights did for everybody else, if that makes sense. Yada yada. That's all I have to say about that, Catherine. Yada yada. We don't have much left, y'all. Let's get to 2023 on the readers poll. The Stereogum readers chose Padam Padam by our Australian white queen, Kylie Minogue. So you know how I was saying earlier how like this year, like the 2025 choice by the Stereogum readers is a song I've never heard. Padam Padam is one of those songs where it's like I never heard it, but I knew it existed. And I knew that the gays loved it. And I'm like, I'm gonna get around to this song eventually, and I never did. Like somehow I never heard a clip, and I never heard not a single note of this song until today. Or rather on the 17th, it's the 18th. I gotta say, like, you have no idea how relieved it's such a relieving feeling when it's like when people say, this thing is good, I enjoy it, everyone would enjoy it. And you listen to it, and it actually fucking works. That Padam Padam record is awesome. I might have that shit on repeat the rest of the month. I ain't gonna lie to you. That song is great. It's good. Real good. I like that song a lot. I think it's super nice. Yeah, like apparently this like Kylie Minogue lady has 16 fucking albums. She don't take a break. She be working. I love it. I like it way more than Can't Get You Out of My Head. Like I recognize like the power of that song. It's not really my shit per se. You know what I mean? Like I know there's some other single that she had like in like the early 2010s that she like that was getting some push. Never went back for it. This Padam Padam record though, oh, I fuck with it. That shit is hard. I love sugary pop song. Like it's really for the club, but like it is pop through and through. It kind of reminds me of Hot Knit by Tiesto and Charlie XCX. Yeah, I fuck with that shit. It's just like it's got like a nice thud. Yeah, that Padam Padam record is awesome. But again, since I never heard it, I'm like, oh, what would I choose for if I had like the option of picking the song of the summer in 2023? We're 2023. I personally think for me, it should have been Running Out of Time by Paramore. Um, Paramore is an interesting like band for me. Like I love them a lot, obviously. Most people do. I much like Pumped Up Kicks or Running Up That Hill. I can never hear Ain't It Fun or Still Into You ever again. In the sense that like I feel as though there's so many songs on that album that are way better than that album, than those singles. They just like the threads are bare on those singles for me now. Like I can't. It's I was kind of on the fence with Ain't It Fun anyway, but like it's retail core, and I'm coming off a 10-year run working for a big box store. I never want to hear Ain't It Fun ever again, and like still Into You feels poisoned to me now. There's one version of the song that I like by some dude on YouTube that I like. He changed the composition and obviously he changed the key. Love his version, but in general, I can't fuck with that shit. But this new shit with This Is Why, I didn't want to choose This Is Why because I love the video. It's a good song, but like it like wait, who is that? Yo! Shout out to Seattle one time. Thank you for stopping in. What's up, Nick? I feel like Ain't It Fun is actually something I could listen to forever. And I love that for you. But I don't ever choose to play it on my own time. And I think it's, oh, you do the thing that I also do, Nick. I have a rule in my own brain that if I love a song, I only can listen to it once a day. Only once a day. And I've broken this rule on one specific occasion. This was when Disclosure got huge, right? And their first record has a lot of fun records on it. And I happen to get When a Fire Starts to Burn for free on Google Play when they still had like a music program. And so I listened to that song, I don't know, maybe like 10 times the day that I got it. Because this is when I still had to walk to work. Or rather, when I worked in the mall in my hometown, I had to walk through like at least 2 fields of power lines to get to my bus that would take me down to where I needed to go. And so I needed something that was going to like keep the pace up, keep the tempo up. And that Disclosure single, oh, I love that song so much, but I haven't listened to it in a while, because, I want to like that moment in my head where I'm like, oh, run the shit back. I don't do that often. I try not to, especially when like, I know like, oh, like song like Badam, I only got, it's short. I want to maintain its sweetness over the months. So I'm going to put it on. And somehow, like, I feel like with This Is Why, the single from that Paramore record, I feel as though it didn't have the staying power that Running Out of Time is. And I also want to make the joke that with Running Out of Time being on this list, it's as if Block Party got on the list twice, because this album, This Is Why, is full of Block Party worship. And I love that Block Party was like the opening act for like the Paramore tour when they were like, like pushing like the This Is Why record on their fans. Hunter, listening to a song once a day, unheard of in my world. Oh, you Zoomers. Nah, but just like in 2023, it feels like it's like the phrase "I'm running out of time." I'm always like, as far as like time management, oh, trash, absolute trash. That specific portion of adulthood. So I relate strongly for this. Esther, my brain plays music constantly, so I don't tend to listen to things on repeat much. A Muppet after my own heart. Let's move on to the last 2. We've been here for like an hour, and I appreciate everyone who's been here today. We had up to 8 listeners at some point. Like 8 viewers, listeners. That's fucking awesome. I really appreciate that shit. In 2024, last year, this is kind of an obvious one. The Stereogum Readers Poll chose Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar as their song of the summer. Sure, no brainer, but let's talk about Not Like Us for a moment. Before I sat down to like chat with you all, I watched a half-an-hour video of Taylor Lorenz and Anthony Fantano about the song of the summer phenomenon. How culturally the nation has not picked a song of the summer. I want to reiterate once more that technically speaking, song will end until like mid-September, but like Miss Lorenz mentioned, at some point, kids are going back to school. So when the kids go back to school, it ain't summer no more. You know what I'm saying? Culturally, like, to hell with the calendar, you know what I mean? In that specific way. But like, not like us, right? If this is like the song of the summer last year, you know, the Super Bowl happened, spectacular performance by Mr. Lamar and them. You know what fucking sucks about the whole beef? It didn't really do enough. It did some damage to Drake. It didn't do enough damage to Drake because he still got to release another record. He's apparently like gonna put more music out this year, and that should not be the case. Like, for my money, the conclusion of the beef would have been like him conceding, because he more or less conceded when he put out like his response to Not Like Us, and it was pitiful. But he still gets to like ignore what everyone said about him and about him in his beef and carry on because enough people carry water for Aubrey Graham in 2025. It's clear that shame and embarrassing, bro, isn't enough. Like, the lawsuits weren't enough. I heard word that like he was even like trying to like have the label, or rather the major label that that again releases both Drake and Kendrick's music. He's like, oh, let me get this paternity test for his children. What are we doing here? Like, this is a bunch of hoopla. And what's this here? Can't live without the repeat button. I respect that so much. As a woman who loves like electronic dance music, I understand that 100%. I respect that so much about you, and thank you for joining us this evening. Shout out to Arkansas one time. Mwah. But like, when I was still on Twitter, was I still on Twitter when this song came out? I think that I was. And like, part of the dialogue that I was seeing on Twitter as like the beef was like escalating, and like, you know, like Kendrick, like we were all like we were all like kids on Christmas every time Kendrick dropped during the beef and when he put out GNX and all that good stuff. I feel as though, you know, like Not Like Us, it's a haha moment at Drake, and it's like a unifier for the West. But like, it feels as though like women and children are kind of like used as kind of like ammunition in like the beef, and not like we're not centering like their abuse and mistreatment at the hands of a Drake. And like that's kind of embarrassing and very sad. So I don't like to listen to this song anymore. And but I'm again happy for the West, happy for Kendrick, happy for everyone who loves that song. But like, it also feels like it kind of feels like a single that people like put on like, oh yeah, like this is like I'm doing my part. And I don't like that shit. And I almost feel like GNX was given to the public as a way like, okay, hey, we had fun listening to like Not Like Us. Here's the real meat. You know what I'm saying? Like, Not Like Us feels like the cupcake after your supper. GNX feels like the supper. You know what I'm saying? It's got all like the nutrients and shit. So with all that fucking said, if obviously Not Like Us is the choice, but it feels too easy. I feel as though just as good stuff gets pushed to the side in place of all the hoopla, especially since like the end result of this beef still means that Drake gets to put out records with almost no like push, like, you know, like there's no yeah, he lost in like the in the eyes of like the culture, but like he still gets to get his bread up. And not that I want him to be penniless, he still has a son to raise, but like I don't want him to feel comfortable like putting shit out now without like addressing everything that Kendrick said. If I am to believe everything that Kendrick said about the man, because why the fuck would he lie? You know what I'm saying? We have to like we have to find a way of like, it seems that shame isn't enough. And I'm not saying like anything radical about like you know, dealing with like an Aubrey Graham, but like he shouldn't feel comfortable. Like, sure, obviously he owes like the major label releases, but bro, just like take like the SZA loophole. Like, if you're not familiar with like the SZA loophole, is that I believe SZA still owes TDE 2 more records, and she's joked that, oh, I'll just put out some children's music and go live on a farm. And I'm not saying Drake should like go live on a farm, but like do some shit where it's like, oh, like Drake presents or some shit. Don't you still have OVO? Put over like the local Canadian talent. You know what I'm saying? Because I saw when I still had a job, I would still go to work in like the post like beef time period, and young guys were still like bumping Drake records as if nothing had changed. A few guys were like, oh, I don't mess with that OVO shit at all. That shit is weird. But for like the young cats, they don't really fucking care. And like an Aubrey Graham could shift that attention to his advantage by giving back to Toronto, giving back to Canada. But instead, it's like, nah, all eyes on me. And no disrespect to Tupac. I don't want no smoke with the West. I know how y'all get down. Anywho, all that to say, up to me, the song of the summer in 2024, let's center a Black woman. It should be Never Need Me by Rachel Chinariri. Talk about, again, I'm on Twitter the whole of 2024 for the most part. And I'm seeing Miss Rachel Chinariri promote herself so fervently. And like, I put the, again, like, I'd always like seen like the clip of the music video for this song for months and months and months. Putting this song on, oh my God. Never Need Me by Rachel Chinariri is a perfect song. I'm gonna say it again because I'm sure like a lot of people have like, given her flowers, but I want it to be stated plainly and clearly. Never Need Me by Rachel Chinariri is a perfect song. This song should be all over the airwaves in the same way that like this song kind of fits in the vein of like The Subway by a Chappell Roan. Holy cow. Like I just like, I got that same amount of euphoria putting, no pun intended, like the Padam Padam John. Oh, it's fun. It just like, it does what it needs to do and gets going. That Never Need Me song. Wow. That song rocks, dude. Like, holy cow. Yeah, go get that record. Go see her on tour. Rachel Chinariri, like, kudos. Hats off to you. Hunter, low-key the end result of the beef is really people walking around the mustard at the top of their lungs regarding people at my job. I gotta say, the mustard thing, super fucking annoying, bruh. Like, it's great. Like, it's great. Like, cause I love reaction content. I'm on YouTube all the time. Seeing and hearing people's reaction to like TV off for the first time, great. But like, super overstayed its welcome. Yeah, like, again, if you're at the show, you seen Kendrick doing the mustard tag, that's sick. You know what I'm saying? All the Goku memes, love that for y'all. Take it easy. Knock it off. You know what I'm saying? Like, be easy with that shit. You got to find it's the right time, right place. It's like, since everyone's got that in their arsenal, don't knock it off. That's all I'm asking. Please. For the sake of comedy in America, easy with that shit, yo. You know what I'm saying? There was a time when we all disliked DJ Mustard, and I was one of them. But now when I look back, guy's a fucking genius. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to his production, it works. He gave us Boot Up. He can't do us any wrong. Let's get to the last two. I think I'm gonna do my shit first. Yeah, I'm gonna do my shit first. In my personal opinion, the song of the summer, to me, is Malona by Rainy Ovalle and Amen the producer. Because it's Rainy to me is like he's like Rainy Ovalle is the guy you want to hang out with and the guy you want to be. I'm in the process of unguying myself, but like if I was still like on that type of energy, I will like Rainy has the blueprint. Proud father, great taste in music, creative, impeccable dresser. Like the women den love some Rainy, and I respect the shit out of that. Like, great rapper, great singer, great producer, and like Hearst Boys, man, can I be a Hearst boy? Like, even if I transition, can I be a Hearst boy? Like, wow, that is a cool motherfucker. I respect Rainy so much. Victory Light, listen to that. Shout out to Liz. Shout out Mero. Shout out Hassan Insane. Shout out Min Tran, the Freaky Man. Yo, shout out the whole squad. Yeah, Hearst Boys. Victory Light. Huge fan. Like, just like, when was the last time we had like a bona fide like Dominican song like in like the public lexicon? I feel as though the success of Despacito does damage to like Spanish music in the public eye. And in general, Americans do not respect like the galaxy of Spanish music whatsoever. And I feel as though like a singer like Malona could do that, you know, because like, what schmuck do you know listens to Dembo? Like, I only happen to know about Dembo because one of the guys at my job who dropped me home would play it in his car. I'm like, this shit's kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a very specific kind of music, and I like that about like that specific subgenre. Like, we could stand and learn a lot more about like all the cultures that surround this country. And I feel like Malona does that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is music for the hotties. And like, it's summer, we're at the beach, we're in the club, you know what I'm saying? We're at the kickback. There are hotties everywhere. Yo, act right, you know what I'm saying? Act like you've been here before and get familiar, you know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like Malona does. And like, so stream that motherfucker. Like, it's like, I want Rainy to like be a household name in a year. Like, oh, like, this is like the one Spanish artist that I know that's not Bad Bunny. Or like Lido Pimienta or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Yo, shout out Rainy one time. But Stereogum, the reason we're all here, their readers chose a very specific song as the song of the summer in 2025. They chose Elderberry Wine by Wednesday. I'd like to talk about this song for a minute here. This is not a bad song at all. This is a nice song. I would say it's a nice song. But I love a comment on the video, for the music video. Ain't no way this is the song of the summer. I know this is for the specific readers of this particular magazine. I understand that, but like, why? Maybe this is short-sighted of me, but given everything that's happening in America right now, why do y'all want an alt country song by a relatively unknown indie band to be the song of the fucking summer? I don't know. I feel like y'all are missing the point. Or like and I don't want to call it a selfish choice, because who wouldn't want like their favorite indie band to like become like, to like, just like, oh, thank you so much for being here, Nikki. Thank you so much. Yo, y'all should follow Taste Destroyer on Instagram and on Twitch. Shout out my boy Nick one time. Good evening, my friend. But Elderberry Wine by Wednesday. What? I will say, like, I had like a great deal of pride looking at like the readers' polls choice over the years and knowing all but 2 songs. It gave you the same kind of like energy as like looking at the double XL freshman list every year and knowing half the list. I want to make sure I'm not losing touch. I'm chronically online. I am so nosy. I have to know who's hot, who's like really making noise out here. Again, I'd heard of Wednesday previously, but I don't know why. And I think it's more of those things where like with all like the hipster content I take in, you're bound to just like hear about bands, whether you listen to them or not. And I would dare say, well, maybe the attachment to that specific, like having Wednesday as your band name probably does you some it lends you some credit, because like maybe people who are looking for the television show will see your music video when they Google that word or some shit. Like, I can't think of the last time we had a band with like the name of the week as their name. So cool. Good for y'all. I don't know, yo. Like, the one thing was like, because I look at like the thumbnail for the video and I'm like, is this like some Always type shit? Some Always type shit? Kind of no, not really. Like, it's kind of like First Aid Kit or like some KZ Musgraves. Like, because even like KZ Musgraves, super underrated. And like, Golden Hour is an album for the summer, but like, this is the kind of shit I put on at like the Barnes and Noble, and that's not a bad thing. But like, a song of the summer, Fantano and Lorenz mentioned the word monoculture. And I don't get that from this. I do think that we kind of need to take back genres like folk and bluegrass and country away from racists. I don't know if this is the single to do it. Maybe this is kind of like a bridging the gap kind of song for folks who may not be like as progressive or like left as me. But like as much as I kind of like poo-poo the mainstream, like if we're gonna bring everybody into the same room, we have to pick a better representative for that. And I hate when I hear a song and I'm like, well, it's okay, I guess. Because what are you supposed to do with that if you're creative? You know what I'm saying? At best, it's a podcast. It's a playlist filler. I don't ever want like to pick songs for playlists just like to like hit a goal. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, these are 25 songs I swear by. You know what I'm saying? Or 10 songs or 50 songs or 100 songs that I swear by. Because I'll make a playlist for a friend. And I'll re-listen to it, and I'm like, I don't know if like I made the right choice. And usually, when I make a personal playlist, it's like, oh, get back to me, tell me what you didn't like, so I can edit it in the future. Most of the time, people don't have time for that, and I'm just as bad. Like I think one of the last few acquaintances that I made on Twitter made me a playlist. I saved it, I never got around to it, and I imagine most people are like me in the sense that I am so like primarily focused on the songs that I'm obsessed with and nothing else, which is why like I can say I've gone like the whole 2 years never hearing Padam Padam. But like had I gone outside a little more, I would have known, I would have been more acquainted. And so with no excuses in mind, it's like here's what I think may have been like better options. But the choice is ultimately yours. I just thought to be like a fun exercise to kind of like, like stretch my brain a little bit. But that's the stream, gang. Like Stereogum did they shit. And what's that, Hunter? Just another note regarding K versus D. The first time I heard that line, I may not repeat it out loud because who knows how the algorithm will react to it. But yeah, kill shots. Back on topic. Okay, what else is got to say, Hunter? There is no such thing as filler for an album. If it don't slap, it ain't on there. Oh, that's where you and I disagree, my friend. There are like, in regards to this like albums, there are plenty of just like track list fillers. Oh, abso-fucking-lutely. But no. Don't worry do not worry about your spelling. You're good. But I think that conversation about like track list fillers is probably a topic for another stream. I would be really stoked if folks who had like questions or like topics that they maybe want me to bring up, drop them in like the comments after this thing goes up, because I'd love to like be back here and chat with y'all. I don't usually do like a solo stream. I'm hoping to have at least 2 more streams before the end of the month. One with my good friend Haystack West, with our show Haystack Hates Your Music, our season 2 finale. And I'm hoping to bring on my good friend Ray Lee, who's a streamer on Twitch and like the lead singer for the Slightly Used band out of like my hometown in the DMV. Some artists are good with bangers all through the album, but they're the diamond in the rough. Hum on Heartache, I agree with you there. Good people, we've been chatting for about an hour and a half, and believe it or not, I am quite hungry. So before I go, let's do these like calls to action. You already know what fucking time it is. First thing first, it's the summer. Stay hydrated. Yes, I'm drinking water out of a yogurt container. Do not judge me. Stay hydrated. I'll say it again. A good H2O. Get yourself some while it's still available in your town. Also, when you leave your home, put a mask on your face, over your nose, under your mouth. Prevent these germs and protect your identity when you're protesting. Hold on, I'm about to cough. See, look at that. That's what the mask is for. But also, no, I saw that in DC, that one user, Facts and Fire, FACSNFIRE, Tsandfire, was like arrested by filming them ICE goons for harassing like the citizens of Washington, D.C. Now, protect your identity. Don't speak to the authorities. If you are blessed to have a lawyer, keep their information like right in here. Don't bring your phone when you go to protest, yo. Be safe out there. Like, protect your friends, protect your neighbors. But like, you'll have a strategy in mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad the community like rallied around Facts and Fire, so they got to go home right away, because that shit could have been like really serious. Things kind of ramping up around our country, so like, be cognizant. Like, you know what I'm saying? Verify your information. Other calls to action. We mentioned the mask. We mentioned the water. You're gonna get up from the stream. You're gonna like go to the bathroom. You know, brush your teeth, floss, wash your face, put on some lotion. You know, prep and all that good stuff. Good night, Hunter. Appreciate you so much. What you're gonna do for me is when you like look yourself in the mirror, what you're gonna do, you're gonna look yourself dead in the eye. You're gonna say, "I love you" to yourself, irony or sarcasm. If you can't say "I love you" to yourself, trust me, I understand. Please know that I, myself, Chris Kennard, the Princess of Port Richmond, Ham Kavina, I love you in the most like platonic and supportive way possible. Love never fails. Stay safe, y'all. Thank you, Hunter. Was there anything else that I missed? Ooh, you'll find my cash tag in the description. I am unemployed and I'm applying for jobs, but I cannot find one. So, help me pay my bus bill next month. That'd be super cool if you wanted to do that. If you did want to help me out, there is a tab in the description for mutual aid. My homie needs help paying the rent, so you can do that. Or I've got plenty of options for you here. You can go on to there's a link you can click for a specific nation that I'm concerned about. All you have to do is like click the button. It raises money for people in a very like dire situation, and you're like, "Oh, Chris Kennard, what dire situation are you referring to?" Well, you'll see a link in my description for rescue.org. You'll hear about all like the horrible things happening across the world. There are about maybe like 10 humanitarian crises happening right now, not only in America, but all across the world. So please know that this channel and this creator stands with the nations of Yemen, the Democratic of the Congo. Wow. Take two. The Democratic Republic of the Congo, Ethiopia, Niger, Somalia, Mali, Myanmar, Burkina Faso, Darfur, South Sudan, Ghana, Hawaii, Bangladesh, Lebanon, Cuba, Nigeria, Northern Kurdistan, Sierra Leone, Iran, and Palestine. If you want to learn any more, if you want to learn about anything happening in those countries, rescue.org is the place you want to be. Again, educate yourself about the world, yo. Like, humanity is not like, you can't be a human being and like live on an island. You can't isolate yourselves. Go outside, talk to your fucking neighbors if you feel safe enough to do so. Call your friends, call your family, tell somebody you love them. You know what I'm saying? This music shit's all we really have left in the grand scheme. Make your fucking dreams come true. I want to hear about like all the cool things you're doing out there in the world. I want to hear about it. I want to see it on my Blue Sky. I want to see it on my Tumblr account. Again, I'll hopefully be back at some point later this month. But that's all I have for you right now. Big thanks out. Big shout out to like Stereogum one more time. I want to shout out the author of the article that I've been reading for the last 2 days. A big kudos to my homie Chris DeVille. Go to stereogum.com. They've got all sorts of cool shit there. Columns, interviews, reviews, lists, merch. I didn't pay me to say that shit, but they do what I want to do. So hopefully they'll see this and like, drop me a like or something like that. Cool. Have a wonderful week. Don't stay up too late, especially if you're in the EST time zone. Pet your dogs, pet your cats. Godspeed. I'm out of here. Thanks again. I love you. Bye.